This is a story of a curious monkey and the log of a wood. In a vast green forest filled with tall trees and singing birds, there lived a large group of monkeys. They were playful, energetic, and loved jumping from branch to branch. The forest was their home. They knew every tree, every fruit, and every safe hiding place. Among them was one young monkey. He was different from the others. He was very curious. He always asked questions. What is that? Why does this happen? What will happen if I touch this? The older monkeys often warned him. Curiosity is good, they would say, but too much curiosity can bring trouble. The young monkey would smile and ignore them. One bright morning, something unusual happened. Two woodcutters entered the forest. The monkeys watched from high above as the men carried tools on their shoulders, a long handsaw, ropes, and a heavy iron hammer. The men were looking for strong wood. After searching for some time, they found a large fallen tree trunk. It was thick, heavy, and perfect for cutting into planks. The woodcutter wiped his forehead and said, "This log will take hours to cut." The other nodded. "Let us begin." They placed the log securely on a wooden support, and each man stood on opposite side of the log and began cutting with the long saw. Back and forth, back and forth, the sound echoed through the forest. The monkeys gathered to watch. Some monkeys were afraid of humans, some were excited, but the young curious monkey was fascinated. He leaned forward from his branch. How does this long metal thing cut the wood? He wondered. The men kept sighing. Slowly, a deep crack formed in the center of the log. After hours of hard work, the sun rose high in the sky. It became hot and uncomfortable. One woodcutter said, "I am hungry, let us eat lunch." The other agreed. Before leaving, they placed a thick wooden wedge inside the crack of the log. The wedge kept the two sides of the log apart so the saw would not get stuck when they returned. They hammered the wedge tightly into the gap. Then the two men walked away towards the river to eat and rest. Soon the forest became quiet again. The monkeys slowly climbed down from the trees. They surrounded the large half-cut log. The curious monkey jumped down first. He walked around the log. He touched the saw marks. He looked closely at the wedge. "What is this piece of wood doing inside?" he asked. An older monkey shouted from a branch, "Do not go near it." Another monkey added, "The humans were working here, leave it alone." But the young monkey could not control himself. "I only want to see what happens," he said confidently. He climbed on the top of the log. The crack in the log was wide because of the wedge. Without thinking carefully, the monkey sat directly on the log, right over the crack. His long tail hung loosely between the two heavy sides of the wood. The older monkeys became nervous. "Come down," they shouted. But the curious monkey had already grabbed the wedge. He pulled it gently. It did not move. He pulled harder. Still nothing. His curiosity turned into determination. I will remove it, he said proudly. He stood up slightly, balanced himself, and pulled with all his strength. Suddenly, the wedge slipped out. In a split second, the heavy log snapped shut with great force. Clap, the crack disappeared instantly. The monkey screamed in pain. His tail was trapped tightly between the two massive pieces of wood. He struggled, he pulled, he cried loudly, but the log was too heavy. The other monkeys panicked. They tried pulling his arms, but it was useless. The young monkey's curiosity had led him into danger. After some time, the woodcutters returned from lunch. They heard the noise. When they saw what had happened, they understood immediately. One woodcutter shook his head. This is why we must be careful, he said. The monkeys slightly quickly climbed back into the trees. They were frightened and silent. That day, the forest felt different. The playful sounds were gone. The older monkeys gathered the younger ones together. They spoke quietly but firmly. Curiosity is not wrong, they said, but you must think before you act. If you do not understand something, do not interfere. Some things are not meant to be touched. The young monkey had ignored advice. He had believed nothing bad would happen, but actions have consequences. From that day forward, the monkeys became wiser. They still played, they still explored, but they remembered the lesson of the wedge. And whenever a young monkey became too curious, the elders would say, remember the law. Moral of the story is think before you act. Curiosity without wisdom can lead to danger. Thank you. If you like the story, like it, subscribe it, and share it with your friends. Thank you.